As you remember, we already installed our penetration testing lab, and now we will install Metasploit in Ubuntu. So first login to your Ubuntu system. Of course, I have an update to download, but I will not download them for now. And then oops, I'm not sorry. Let's fix that. Okay, so now after successfully logging it with the password, we set the installation. So we will change to the password for it. So let's change to the password because we already newly installed our system. So for changing our sudo password, we have to write sudo here, sudo passwd. Oops. Actually, let's increase the font a little bit here. Can you hear me actually? 1, 2, 3. And terminal size, command, colors, text. Actually here, and increase the font to 96. Here, and then write sudo, and then pass wd, and we will change root account password. So firstly, you enter your user account password. In my case is 321, and enter the new password. So in our root account, we haven't assigned a password yet because this is because we already newly installed Ubuntu and we hadn't assigned any password to it. So I will assign the password. So make sure you won't forget this password because it's important. Root password. So in my case, if you have assigned in already the password in your Linux, the password probably is tour here. Tour. The root password in 90% happens tour. So by setting a root password, we can switch to root anytime using the su command. So here we can use that, for example, su root. So now we will enter root password here. As you can see here, now we are not user account, we are in the root account, and we can do whatever we want in Linux. Now let's install curl and nmap packages by typing apt-get install curl and apt-get install nmap before installing Metasploit. So apt it's not mandatory to use sudo because we are already in root account. We can do whatever we want. So apt-get install curl. Oops. apt-get install curl here, and enter ye. Oops, enter ye and press enter. Here our curl is now installing, and after that we will install nmap before installing Metasploit. Here. And now we will install sudo. Actually, we don't have to enter sudo apt install nmap. Here it's 26.3 megabytes, and okay, it's actually installed. It's clear here, and now we will simply need to download Metasploit using the curl. So actually let's use curl enter the Metasploit https raw github user content.com. We will use official Metasploit from rapid7 here, Metasploit omnibus here, omnibus master config templates, actually Metasploit framework wrappers here, msf update dot r here, and we will install to msf install folder here. As you can see, we're downloading it here. See the msf install, not a directory. Actually, let's copy it here. MSF update. Actually, let's visit this website here. Copy open link. This link will open in Firefox web browser. Not found. Why? Here. Invalid. Then let's search for it. Metasploit download GitHub here. And here. Metasploit framework. Installing here. And here. So let's copy this link here, and then actually it's not link, it's an command. Now put this here and enter. Actually, it should not like that. I have to copy this from it. Actually, this is not the one command. This is actually several commands in one file. It's installing now. So I will pause video here. Actually, pause video lecture here, and we will continue after downloading these files. So our Metasploit has downloaded. Now this is the automatically installer that we downloaded here. So in order to install it, let's go to msf install folder here. As you can see, after downloading, there's a created one. cd msf install ls. Actually, we can run like that. Msf install is not a folder. As you can see here, adding Metasploit here. Metasploit are the newest versions. So actually Metasploit is installed already, because as you remember, we copied msf install. So we gave it permission to msf install and we run it. So just copy this and msf install will Metasploit framework will install automatically. So exit here, msf actually msf here, msf. Actually, we have to run Metasploit framework using sudo command msf console and enter your user password, not the root, because this is not a root account here. And as you can see here, our Metasploit framework is installed and ready to run. In previous lecture, we successfully downloaded and installed Metasploit framework. So with that, actually, next we need to initialize the Metasploit database using the msfdb init command here. So enter msfdb init, msfdb here init, and as you can see value init it is ask here, would you like to init web service? Yes. Clearing the http web data service credential in msf console. Here starting database, creating one, here. Actually now, let's run it again. Here sudo msfdb init is defined here. Non-root, please run msf as a non-root user. Then msfdb init. Yes. The existing data and yes. Is msf account user initial msf web service account username. msf here. Blank for random password, account password, msf also. Now this attempting to start msf web service here. As you can see, this is our account here. As you can see here, if needed, manually reconnect to the data service in msf console using this command here. So now actually we will prompt to set up a web service username and password during installation so that we can use Metasploit API. So copy this link, actually just open like that, right click, open link here, and advanced, if you get something like that in Firefox, potential security risk ahead, this is just in your site, there's nothing risky here, and click on accept the risk and continue. Metasploit API account, you are not currently logged in, please click here to take on the login page. So we have to log in firstly. As you remember, my username is msf and password is also msf here. Save password here, as you can see here, Metasploit API account. So and here we can choose any desired username and password. So when the successfully initializing database here, you will prompt it to the actually this screenshot here, msf, not documentation, as you can see here. As you can see here, we can see all of our databases here, and this means we had successfully created our database, and we have payloads here and like that. So now we can run our msf console here using msf console here and here. Welcome to me. Please answer a few questions here. Metasploit work initial setup complete. Here, as you can see here, Metasploit framework initial setup complete. So we have successfully installed Metasploit. Now, actually, let's focus on some of the basic fundamentals before moving on the actual testing. So the fundamentals of Metasploit. Know that we have recalled the essential phases of penetration test and initialized Metasploit. So let's talk about the big picture. That is Metasploit. Metasploit is a security project that provides exploits and tons of reconnaissance features to aid in a penetration tester. Metasploit was created by H.D. Moore-Beck in 2003, and since then, its rapid development has led it to be recognized as one of the most popular penetration testing tools available. Metasploit was a natively Ruby-driven project, but with its latest releases, it has started to support Python and Go modules as well. Metasploit offers various exploits, post-exploits, and auxiliary, scanner, evasion, and exploit development tools. With the release of Metasploit 5, a number of new capabilities have been added to Metasploit, some of which are a choice between database and the new HTTP-based data service. And in new versions, we have evasion models, we have the automation API, exploitation at a scale. AirHost has no change to AirHost, so which allows an exploit model to be run over multiple targets. We have shell sessions, now have a background command, and in latest version of Metasploit, we have support for Go language and Python language along with the Ruby. So the Metasploit version comes with two editions, so I want to show you here Metasploit editions here. Actually, let's open it. So actually Metasploit here comes with Pro and Framework. So what this Pro this version is a commercial one and offers tons of great features, of course, such as web application scanning, exploitation, and automated exploitation, and is quite suitable for professional penetration testers and IT security teams. The Pro edition is primarily used for professional, advanced, and extensive penetration tests and enterprise security programs. And we have free versions as well along with Pro. This is the framework version of Metasploit. So this is the Metasploit framework. This is a command line heavy edition with all the manual tasks provided, such as a manual exploitation, third-party import, and so on. So this version is suitable for the developers and security researchers as it is free and open source. So throughout this course, we will be using the Metasploit Framework edition. So this is the free Metasploit. So, but Metasploit also offers the various types of interfaces, like the graphical user interface. So the graphical user interface Metasploit has all the options you will ever need available at click of a button. So this is a user-friendly interface that helps to provide cleaner vulnerability management. The user interface is offered as part of the Metasploit Pro only. And we have the console interface. So this is the preferred interface and the most popular one as well. So this interface provides an all-in-one approach to all options offered by Metasploit. So this interface is also considered one of the most stable interfaces. Throughout this course, we will be using the console interface the most. And we have the command line interface as well. The command line interface is the most powerful interface. So it supports launching exploits for activities such as payload generation. So, however, remembering every command while using the command line interface is a difficult job. Now that we have set up Metasploit 5, we are ready to perform our first penetration test. However, before we start the test, let's recall some of the essential functions and terminologies used in Metasploit. So here I want open notepad here, actually not text editor here. Actually, let's scale it a little bit. Tools, actually. Preferences, editor, font and colors, and here it is. Find not tools here. Oops. It's the actual not tab it is. View font and colors, not system, and 18. here. So now I will write here some terminologies of Metasploit. So in Metasploit, we can list all the useful commands available by typing help here. As you can see here, we will have this help command will help help us frequently. And here, so but I want to talk about a few terminologies in Metasploit here. So after we have a basic terms used in Metasploit. So I want talk about the most mandatory ones here. So the first is exploits. Actually, let's make it full screen. Here, exploits. So what this exploits is? So this is a piece of code that when executed will exploit the vulnerability of the target. And we have I'm writing here for better understanding. And we have a payload here, payload. What payload is? So this is a piece of code that runs on the target after successful successful exploitation. So it defines the actions we want to perform on the target system. Actually, let's make it a little bit here. And we have here, and we have auxiliary here. Auxiliary. So what this is? So these are modules that provide additional functionalities such as scanning, fuzzing, sniffing, and much more. And actually here, so and we have encoders here. Encoders. What encoders is? Encoders are used to obfuscate modules to avoid detection by a protection mechanism, such as an antivirus or a firewall. And we have Metasploit as well. So what Metasploit is, I will write here. Metasploit. So Metasploit is a payload that uses in-memory DLL injection staggers. It provides a variety of functions we can perform on the target, which makes it popular choice. Which makes it a popular choice. So actually, by writing help in MSF console, while running MSF console, you can list all of these terminologies here, but this is the most important terminologies in Metasploit here. So here, as you can oops, what is that? So as you can see here, we can the Metasploit tells us how to run these. We have developer commands here, credential backed commands, database backend commands here. As you can see here, every command has description and job commands, module commands, and like that here. So what is the benefits of penetration testing using Metasploit? So actually, let's make it in let's tell it in next lecture, because it's almost 16 minutes. So I'm waiting you in next lecture. Thank you for watching. Before we jump into an example penetration test, we must know why we should prefer Metasploit to manual exploitation techniques. Is it because of a hacker-like terminal that gives us a professional look, or is there a different reason? Metasploit is a preferable choice compared to traditional manual techniques because of specific factors. We will discuss these in this lecture. So first of all, Metasploit is open source. One of the top reasons why we should go with Metasploit framework is because it is open source and actively developed. Various other expensive tools exist for carrying out penetration testing. However, Metasploit, it uses actually its source code and their own custom modules. The pro versions of Metasploit is chargeable, but for the sake of learning, the framework edition is mostly preferred. Support for testing large networks and natural naming conventions. Using Metasploit is easy. So, however, here ease of use refers to natural naming conventions for the commands here. So, Metasploit offers excellent comfort while conducting a massive network penetration test. Consider a scenario where we need to test a network with 200 systems. Instead of checking each system one after the other, Metasploit allows us to examine the entire range automatically. Using parameters such as subnet and classless interdomain routing CIDR values, Metasploit tests all the systems to exploit the vulnerability. Whereas using manual techniques, we might need to launch exploit manual onto 200 systems. Therefore, Metasploit saves a significant amount of time and energy. Also, Metasploit has smart payload generation and switching mechanism. Most importantly, switching between payloads in Metasploit is easy. I'm sorry. Metasploit provides quick access to change payloads using the here set payload command. So therefore, turning the Meterpreter or shell-based access into a more specific operation, such as adding a user and getting remote desktop access, becomes easy. Generating shellcode to use in manual exploits also becomes easy by using the MSF Venom application from the command line, which also features encryption in Metasploit 5.0 release. Here, as you can see here, you can create Trojans with MSF Venom, actually as payloads as well. Cleaner exists. So this is one of the features of Metasploit. Metasploit is also responsible for making a much cleaner exit from the system it has compromised. A custom-coded exploit, on the other hand, can crash the system while exiting in its operations, making a clean exit indeed an essential factor in cases where we know that the service will not restart immediately. Let's consider a scenario where we have compromised a web server, and while we were making an exit, the exploit application crashed. The scheduled maintenance time for the server is left with 50 days time on it. So what do we do? Shall we wait for the next 50 audit days for the service to come up again so that we can exploit it again. Moreover, what if the service come back after being patched? We would only end up kicking ourselves. This is also shows a clear sign of poor penetration testing skills. Therefore, a better approach would be to the use the Metasploit framework, which is known for making much cleaner exist, as well as offering tons of post exploitation functions such as persistence, which can help maintain permanent access to the server. So actually we have reaching to the domain controller case study here. So recalling the basics of Metasploit, we are all set to perform our penetration tests with Metasploit. So let's consider an on-site scenario where we are asked to test an IP address and check if it is vulnerable to an attack. The sole purpose of this test is to ensure all the proper checks are in place. So this scenario is quite straightforward. We will presume that all the pre-interactions have been carried out with the client and that the actual testing phase is going to start. Please refer to the questions here if you have Udemy question site to here if you have any questions here. So now I want to show you to using database in Metasploit DB status here. So it's always better approach to store the results automatically when you conduct a penetration test. Here, making use of the databases will help us build a knowledge base of hosts, services, and vulnerabilities in the scope of penetration tests. Using databases in Metasploit also speeds up searching and improves response time. So Metasploit 6.0 relies heavily on data services such as PostgreSQL database and web servers. In installation phase, we learned how to initialize a database and web service for Metasploit. To check if Metasploit is currently connected to a database or a web service, we can actually save console. Let's run our Metasploit here. And so to check if Metasploit is currently connected to database or web service, we can just type actually db status. So as you can see here, connected to remote data service to localhost, connection type is HTTP, connection name is local HTTPS data service. So let's open this link, and as you can see here, we have get command in it. As you can see here. So there might be situations where we want to connect to a separate database or web service rather than the default Metasploit database. In such cases, we can make use of the db connect here. db connect, what is it? Password case don't send. So in such situations, we can use db connect and help. Connect and help. As you can see here, there is a HTTP possible connection commands here. This is the examples, and this is the examples here. So actually here, now I want to show you here the commands on Metasploit. So we can delete this, and now we will start a new actually a new text to show you the possible database commands here. So in Metasploit we have analyze here. So this command analyze database information about a target IP or a range, and we have db connect here. So this command is used to interact Why is that? Is used to interact. Oops. Sorry. Is oops is used to interact with databases other than the actually default one, than the default one. And we have another command here, which is db export. So this command is used to export the entire set of data stored in the database for the sake of creating reports or as input to another tool. And we have db nmap here, db nmap. So this command, actually this db nmap command is used for scanning the target with nmap and storing the results in the Metasploit database. And we have db status, that we have used this command in this lecture. So you already know it, I think. So this command is used to check whether database connectivity is present or not. And we have db disconnect. We have just a few that I want to talk about here. So db disconnect. So this command is used to disconnect from a particular database. And we have db import here, last command that we will learn. This command is used to import results from other tools, like these are such as Nisus, nmap, and actually others. So now actually we have 2 or 3 commands that I want to talk here. Actually, we have few commands to write here, which is database rebuild cache. So this command is used to rebuild the cache if the earlier cache gets corrupted or is stored with older results. And we have db remove here, db remove. So this is a simple command. This command removes the saved data service entry. And last command that we will discuss about is db save. What this command does, so this command saves the current data service with entry as the default, so that on its next startup it reconnects to this service by default. Actually, this look okay. So when starting a new penetration test, it's always good to separate previously scanned hosts and their respective data from the new penetration test so that they don't get merged. So we can do this in Metasploit before starting a new penetration test by making use of the workspace command like that. Here, let's change workspace. It's a default workspace, but when we do like that, workspace, oops, H. As you can see here, we can list of workspace here and workspace V, oops, not B, V. You can see here we have just one one workspace here. So to add a new workspace, we can use the workspace A command. So followed by an identifier. So workspace actually not workspace A, and then after that we will test space, for example, and we added workspaces here. So when we execute this command workspace, you can see here we have default and we have default workspace and we have test space workspace. So here we can see that we have successfully created a new workspace using the this A switch. So let's switch the workspace by merely using the workspace command. So for the workspace name here, for example, actually we can also change this workspace after writing this command. Just enter your created workspace name. For example, in my case, this is the test space. As you can see here, we are now in test space workspace. So when we write like that, workspace, as you can see here, we are working in workspace test space now. And so we can verify the current workspace using the workspace command, where the workspace should be in red here like that and have this symbol before as a prefix, meaning that the workspace is in use. Here, let's change this to default. Workspace default. And now let's write workspace again. As you can see here, we are in default workspace in this line with the Metasploit. So let me check firstly. As you can see, this is the my Windows machine that runs on a virtual box. Actually, not virtual box, it's a VMware. This is a kind of virtual machine. And today, this stock Windows system will be our target system here. There are the same local access area network. So let's check here, computer, see the properties of it here, and let's run an ifconfig ipconfig command here. As you can see here, they are in the same network. So I didn't did any modifications to these systems. So I newly installed these Windows systems, so I will decrease this size for better seeing. So here, so using the db nmap sv command here. Oops, okay. db nmap. Yes. db nmap and minus sv, so we can run nmap scan with it. So actually let's run nmap firstly, nmap sv. So we looked at Windows IP address, but consider we don't know any IP address of it, so we just want to attack our LAN local area network machine, but we don't know its IP address yet. So nmap sv here, nmap sv if config. So let's install network tools, net tools. Here we are installing net tools now. So as you can see here, network tools installed, and we can now use if config command. If config, as you can see, our IP address is 133. So now let's run nmap scan here. Nmap sp 1,168.168, and now 0 and 24. So this is the subnet mask number. So you will learn what this 24 is. There might be 8 or 16 or 24 here. As you can see here, our net mask is 24, so we added 24 to it. Actually, as you can see here, we have two hosts active in this nmap here, but let's make a deep scan here. We have two online machines in our network. Okay, served soon, filtered. Actually, we can use SN as well. As you can see here, we have two online machines that connected to internet now. So now we will scan these particular IP addresses for determining which one is Windows 7 operating, which one is using Windows 7 operating system. So for it, we will add operating system detection module in nmap. So, oops. Oh, and here actually you can see nmap parameters that we can use. So we will add with big O. Here TCP fingerprint requires root privilege. So if you want to operating system detection, you have to run it with root privileges. Without person, you need to use scan type along with itsu of SN. Okay, SS now. Now starting. So as you can see here, we have VMware here. Actually, VMware. All of these are VMware. Too many fingerprints must just give specific virtual NAT device 20. Oh, 2, and this is 132, 33 here. Now we will actually find these actually the first, let's try this port, and we will use in MSF, Metasploit console. So now we will add this, we will write our IP address in it here, copy, and here. Now nmap scan is started and nmap scan is done. Here one host is active, which is, this is probably our Windows host. So here we can see that we run the db nmap command twice because we run it the first time. So actually now we will add pn, pn. So let's add pn parameter, pn. Oops, actually not. So then 154 100 VMware. So let's run this. It might take some time sometimes here. Or actually it is port number 2 probably. Yes, it's port number 2. Actually not, IP number 2 here. As you can see here, now we can obviously see this is the Windows network. So yes, hence we had to set this pn here, pn, switching the nmap command, which denotes and no ping scan. So we can see where we have also defined this sv switch, which denotes a version scan, having several services up and running here, as you can see. Actually, let's scan other ports as well. So we scan 2. Now we will scan you here. Yes, this is the 2 here. So now we will also scan 133 32 34 actually 34 port. Oops, not this, 134, and we have pn assigned to it. So it might take a little longer because we are running port scanning here. I will pause the video here.